For the modeling chemical reaction lab that we're going to be doing today, what I want to point out to you is that this first side deals with just the reactants. So for instance, on number 2, notice the question, what are the reactants in this chemical equation? Well, you only need to worry about C3H8, that's one of the reactants, and 5O2s, that's the other reactant. Then in step 3, using the model kits, build the reactants. Notice it's just the reactant. So when you build it, you're going to build one C3H8 molecule and 5 separate O2 molecules. Now, in the model kits, the C's are black, the H's are white, and the O's are red, but we can't draw white on white. We won't be able to see it. So when you draw it down here, and you're going to draw the actual molecule as it looks, the best of your ability, the 3D molecule as it looks. When you draw it, you'll draw carbon as black, hydrogen is blue, and oxygen is red. So instead of the hydrogen being white like they are in the model kit, you'll draw them as blue so we can see them. So when you get to number 5, count the number of atoms. You're only counting, you're doing an atom inventory of just the reactants. When you label them, notice it's just the reactants. And then when you write the beginning sentence, it's only the reactants, which will start as one molecule of. And this C3H8 has a nickname. We're not going to call it tricarbon octahydride. We're going to call it propane. It has the nickname of propane. So our sentence will look like one molecule of propane reacts with 5 molecules of oxygen. And then we just stop right there because it's only asking us for the reactants. Then it says place the reactant molecules in a beaker and complete the first step of a chemical reaction. You don't need to use a beaker. You can take the top of your model kit and flip it upside down and just do it in the top lid of your model kit. And what does it mean? Well, step 1 during a chemical reaction, the original chemical bonds are broken. So you're going to take the models that you put together in the lid, you're going to pull the atoms apart, and you're going to allow those atoms to rearrange in that lid of the model kit. Then when we get to step number 10, now we're going to be dealing with the products. So you're going to list out the products, which is 4H2O and 3 CO2s. And then you're going to make a drawing of them, which means you're going to have to take those atoms that you have in your lid, only those atoms, and put them back together, the same exact atoms, but we're putting them together to make the products. And then you're going to answer some questions on the back side that's primarily about the products. This last step, number 19, it says explain what happens to a chemical reaction if there's a lack of oxygen molecules. And so obviously, if there is a lack of oxygen molecules, this reaction can't happen. You need both the C3H8 and the O2s for the reaction to happen. If you don't have one of those, then you're not going to be able to allow that reaction to happen. It's the same thing that happens when you place a glass beaker over the top of a candle. Eventually, the candle will go out because there won't be any more oxygen to be used for the reaction. I hope this helps in setting up the modeling chemical reaction lab.